Didn't know you were here. Okay, Ranga. Ranga Sath. Here we go. Audiochemist.audio. .audio. Look at that. So stylish. Blog asterisk. What is this blog asterisk? Is there an asterisk down here somewhere? Why is there an asterisk? What's the context? It's like blog, but keep in mind, fine print. Where's the fine print? None. Well, I'm worried. Anyway. So, we have demo reel, we have watch more. So this is like portfolio, I guess? So demo reel, hook him in, watch more to see more. How long is this? 150. Ooh, it's pretty long. It's getting up there. It's still in the 1 range, so it's okay, but we can do better. We'll see here. Because it opens up a different tab. That's why? Okay, I guess. I was confused by that asterisk, man. I'm not sure about that. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's talk about... so, demo reel, we got this front page. Hello, thanks for visiting. Oh, this is like a vertical page. I understand. Okay, I see. Whoa, okay, profile. Summary. Resume. Short link. Okay. DAW. 85%. What does this mean? Are these like your grades? Or is it... I don't know what these percentages... What do these percentages mean, man? 85% Reaper, Pro Tools, and Ableton Live. 80% Wise Nef Mod. 80% programming languages. 40% Unity. That's pretty low. It's a failing grade. That's a failing grade. Okay, so... Self-assessment, says ChaosCom. So right now in the chat, there is some differing opinions of what these mean. So now we're losing track of what this narrative is, you know? So anyways. Okay, so these are strange to me, but I guess it's fine. I've seen before, there's been kind of a, you know, it'll have like a skill set, like where your skills are focused, saying, you know, I'm mostly skilled in composition. Like I know some F mod also, or I know some C sharp, right? I know whatever, right? Sure. Okay, I understand. It's kind of a weird way of putting it, I think, but that's fine. So this is all on one page. Not bad. I didn't look at your blog post. When is the last blog post? Let's see this. March 9th. Today? Oh, man. Oh, but the last was a year ago. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, Matt says it's a cute thing to do, but can get real confusing real quick. You're talking about the whole percentage thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's a case in point, the whole news and blog thing, right, Steph? I mean, we've got March 9th this year, that's today, which is pretty cool. And let's see this video.
Hi, in this quick video, I'm going to show you my current workflow in exporting assets.
Sick. We might come back to that later. Let's go back to the main page, yes? Let's do it. No, not our page. Get out of here, Power Up Audio. So, demo reel. Let's do it. We have a 2-minute reel. Will we get through it? Let's find out. And by the way, we didn't really do it for Steph's because it wasn't really a standalone reel, mind you. But in general, if we are gonna, like, if I'm gonna stop, or rather, if I would have stopped had we not been on stream, I'll tell you. And we'll watch the whole thing, but I'll tell you if we're gonna stop. Okay, so we'll see how far we make it. Today, says Zoe. Yeah, totally. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get it hype. Oh, that's too prompt. Go again. That's quick.
Codsworth. What happened to the world?
The world, sir? Well...
All right. Evan Breen, what's up? Dying. You're dying. Okay, let's go again. So this is a reel. Okay. We can talk about the reel in this one, which is great. The very first thing I thought is that this first thing was pretty brief. I couldn't read it all. Like another second would be good, you know, just something really quick, very small detail there. But I know people can pause it to look at the information, but it just felt fast for what it was. But anyway, yeah, pretty strong, man. Pretty good. I'm gonna go look down here really fast. View skills. Right, we saw that before. Okay. Full scenes. So there you go. So now we have this reel bit. I still think you make it shorter. I mean, I almost skipped ahead a couple times, but it's pretty strong design though, so I didn't feel like, okay, I get the point and moving on. I didn't mind watching it, but it still could be shorter. And the fact is, it's good, and you don't need to show all your work. You can for sure just like cut somewhere, you know, cut 10 seconds off The Witcher, cut 10 seconds off something else, and you're fine. And the fact that you have this stuff here, and you can watch the whole thing is great, because suddenly it's like, okay, well, that's good. Let's see the whole thing, right? If they want to, they'll watch it. Don't worry. This is now 2 minutes long, and it's now, is it Witcher only, or is it? Oh, I see. It's like, yeah, I see. Okay, cool. You'll get it to 1 minute. Sweet. Matt got bored. I got bored. I did. Did you see me like mouse over the video, being like, I'll keep watching. I got bored around like. You could have stopped like right here. That's fine. You get the point. But let's talk about presentation first. So cut some things down, and trust in your work enough that people will watch it if they want to. You know, you don't have to show them the whole thing. For titles, this. I can't even find it. Look at this. There it is. So this should be up the entire time for all the clips. Just have it up all the time. There's no downside, and there's a few upsides. Because with this, my eyes were attracted away from the video and your work to read the thing. And if it's just here the entire time, there's nothing happening in this opening shot. Boom, goes up. Witcher, center placement, done. And now I'm focused on your work now, right? Rather than like watching, listening, and then being like, oh, what is this? And suddenly I'm not all in anymore. So have that up all the time. Done. Carrying on. This is now, yeah, it's too long. Like 35 seconds. It's like, or 34 seconds. You can make it 15. It's fine. This next bit, this classic Unity tutorial. Yeah, another one. Yep. We've seen this before. It's fine. It's not. It's definitely, I think, your weaker design, but the fact that it's in Unity is pretty cool. It shows that you're interested in whys and in programming and so forth. So good stuff. Pew 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 pew. This is kind of whatever. Also, there's music, which is not great. If it's a sound design reel, then I would recommend having only sound in there, like Matt was saying. We'll carry on. Otherwise, yo, and I'll say, your cuts and your crossfades are really tasteful. They're great. This one here was sick, yo. This shot, was it here? I think it was here. That was a great cut. Across from the sound and the visual, it's awesome. So, visually, you obviously have a taste for flow, so good on you. But yeah, just make it shorter. Just make it shorter and you're good to go. Titles are fine, they're concise, they show their replacement, they show what the game is, and who the developer is, and all these things. Everything that needs to be there is there, so good. And the end thing, you have your info again. Good. Good. Autoplay real. Yeah, I see you guys talking about autoplay. What is this? So I would remove the self-assessment and made one of your strongest embryos autoplay. No, Chaos, get out of here with that kappa. Get out of here. Get this autoplay kappa out of my stream. So, yeah, presentation's fine. Just too long. Let's go into material selection. Yeah. So it's pretty obvious you want to work in AAA. I mean, you've got this Witcher redesign. You've got some implementation-wise stuff here that's like not very AAA, but it's kind of all we have out there. It's the Unity tutorial. We've got the Division. We've got Fallout, right? And we've got Battlefield and so forth. So yeah, it's all very AAA stuff. I am not a AAA designer, so I'm not the best person to review it. But the thing is, it's a varied amount of things. You have some fantasy stuff. You have some gunplay and some voiceover redesign, which is like actually pretty good, which is not common at all. I'm curious who did your voice.
Codsworth. What happened to the world?
The world?
Hey, who is that? It's not you, because you sound like this.
Hi, in this quick video I'm going to show you my current
That is not that voice. So I'm curious who you got for that. That's really cool. We often say don't put voice in if it sucks, and it doesn't suck, so good on you. It's not bad. Okay, let's talk about content quality a bit, yeah? Matt, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on this stuff? You're more AAA than I am. You're like triple I. Compositions. Yeah, so music too. It seems like you're into the music thing also. That's sweet. Well, let's play it one more time. I want to see it again. Let's go full screen. Oh, and worth mentioning, I love that you have sound off the top. Good. You hired a professional from the US. Yo, Johnny Stone. You're from Sri Lanka. That's so cool. That's amazing. I'm pumped that you did that. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It shows. It definitely shows you're serious. Yeah, there was no, so that's one thing, is there was no panning on the little drone. Throw him out. Right? It just is in 2D at all times. It could be kind of over there and over here again when you turn back towards it. Yeah, it's like, it's alright. It's really... The ambience feels like it's kind of just... I mean, it's the Division, so not much is happening, of course. It's like a wasteland, but... yeah, the laser thing, this, like... is... a bit much. Also, no body falls. Yeah, it seems like it's kind of like the guns are okay, but they're not great. Considering how loud that gunfire is, so here's the thing: compare the intensity of the gunfire on that gun right there to when he reloads it. Okay, so listen to those two sounds on this replay. And it's like the loading is almost louder than the gunfire, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, the gunfire in that first one could definitely be improved. The other gunfire is like it's better, it's more intense, but it's not great. It's all right. The Foley is okay. It's mostly the player character and not so much the other characters in the scene. Like that body fall, for example, when they fall down. Just nothing. And also no voice, which is fine, because it's like, again, you shouldn't do voice if you can't do it well, but so I want dock marks for that. It's not too bad. Yeah, so the player gunfire should be the coolest of all the stuff there. The whole point of like is to make you feel sweet as a player, so it's got to be really strong.
Codsworth. Codsworth. What happened to the world?
The world, sir? Well,
Like that feels way better. Though the cranking and stuff is like the shot is great, but the cranking is kind of not so. Like this looks like there's way more going on than we hear. It sounds like a fishing reel or something. It's very just. You know, it looks like metallic and chunky, like big ratcheting and like, and it's up to you to decide what it sounds like, of course. But the this reload part, and again, back to the whole make players feel awesome thing. What's happening right here in front of them should be the coolest thing of what we're seeing in the scene. And this is now kind of, I don't know, it kind of falls flat. Also, music. It could be out. Just get rid of the music. Especially because it says linear and interactive sound design real. Just get rid of music, man. Get rid of it. So you have voice in these guys. So
the world, sir?
I guess you're showing voiceover though in the clips, so that's fine.
Well,
That's good. Good Foley. Good body fall. Movement's alright. That was okay. The impact here is like kind of generic, like boom. You know, it's like. But what's this plane made of? So that impact, you can do a lot with that impact that could be a lot better. And the thing is, we're now like nitpicking pretty hard. So good job that it's at least solid enough for us to be calling out these kind of things, you know? This impact, I often talk about impacts needing like some pre-life. So just having this, like, is not nearly as impact as like the or whatever helps give size and context and speed and all these things and weight to the incoming impact. And we have that in the previous shot, but listen to the moments before the impact. It's kind of silent. Like we don't really hear this plane during this shot prior to the impact. It's like it's very, very light, and we could have like have something there of the propeller failing, or like some sizzle, or even a just something into that impact. And the impact itself, look at these sparks flying and stuff. It's very, like, if I close my eyes right now and listen to that impact, it just sounds like an explosion. It doesn't really sound like the gun. Or sorry, the gun, the plane. I read the word gun. Sorry. It doesn't sound like the plane. Like the plane, like the wings, like, you know, the metal ronking and like and breaking apart, and some sparks flying away. Like, you'd have more of that, like, crunch of the plane hitting the tower. So yeah, so Matt says, I find the BF1 a bit meh, but part of that is I've had the real thing beat over my head so much that I can't help but compare it to my head of the real thing. Yeah, that's always a danger. I mean, anytime you're redesigning anything in terms of AAA, you're going to be compared to the original. So it's always a dangerous choice. It's really dangerous. Is it not misleading to give pre-life to your sounds if you're looking for work in nonlinear audio? Yeah, Noxiel, that's a fair point. But the thing is that this is a cutscene, you know? So this is fully your choice as far as what this sounds like. And so, for example, right now with Celeste, we've got these. I might even have this open right now. Yeah, cool. So I've got, this is in 109. Forgive me, I'm a bit slower in 109 still. But environment, event, local. Where even is this thing? I don't even know where this is. Game, prologue, bridge support for seconds. Where even is this sound, man? I don't even know. It's full. Here we go. Here's the impact. Right. So this thing is this like fall block. It's like, and it falls, goes and lands. Right. We have that. It falls away into, not that, into this. Right. And what I want to do is find a way to, like, because I'm missing that whoosh in. It feels missing right now. So I think what I'm going to do is have a parameter that controls the delay, and control the delay based upon where it's happening in the world, because it's not like they happen procedurally. It's like the same blocks, and you know how far they're falling. So we can control that, like how far it is falling, how many blocks. And in that case, there are solutions you can have to control things like whoosh ins. Of course, not all examples. If you just fly a plane into a building, the game won't know like when that happens. But the point is, when you show that you're aware of this kind of thing, people will know that, like, you can or you can't do it in a game. They're not going to be like, oh, you can't do that. That's a poorly informed design choice. They wouldn't say that. So, anyways, and so Matt says, and in game, you can often tell when something is going to happen and play a pre-sound. Just have to have a team that will give you that support. True. Carrying on. Yeah, I want to hear that plane, man. I'm just missing it right now. And the all this stuff is kind of, it's like fine, but it's not really that ambient. You know, there's things happening around you, but it's not. You know, it's kind of nondescript, like gunfire, but there's a lot of contour to it. Like, it's like bam, bam, bam. I can count the gunshots I heard, and the. Whereas, I mean, there might be like a din of war around you or something. It's your choice creatively. I'm not even sure what's happening in that shot. Maybe there only is like a small subset of people around you, but it seems like there's more than that. Also, all this debris falling down, we aren't hearing. It's a lot of like bam, 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 and like kind of reverb is kind of covering up the smaller details you could have in there. So, like Matt said, it's a really good start. Like, there's a lot of good content in there, but I think you could probably get a bit more detailed on the materials you're working with and the size of what's happening, and things like pre-life, like giving things sounds before you see them. So like Matt's saying, the sounds are fine. I agree. The sounds are totally fine, but they don't really feel like they're tied to anything, and I'm not getting a good sense of that actual scene. Like, it doesn't feel like it's that worldized. The setting is kind of, it's like loosely, yeah, you're in a battlefield, and it's kind of just hand wavy, it's fine. But like this battlefield, it doesn't feel that convincing, you know? It could be a lot better as far as more distant or like have more distant sound to allow for more detail in the close quarters, like that debris falling and things like that. Carry on. Yeah, I feel the same way with this. Like it's a lot of like, and the sound is good, but it's being kind of dominated by a lot of like reverb and big impacts and stuff that feel a bit like they're kind of just, here's a big saucy reverb and it's so juicy and big and wide, but yeah, it's filling the soundscape, but it's not really helping you that much. And there you go. So he says, I understand, and I've been struggling with the usage of reverbs. Any feedback about that too? So it feels like, it feels a bit like there's the reverb and you're like, yep, reverb, and there's now reverb in the scene, but it doesn't feel like it's that contributive. You know, it doesn't feel like it's contributing that much to what we're hearing. Let's go to this internal shot again. I feel like the internal shot was okay. Yeah, it's not great. Like the thing is, this reverb, it's like, I think it's coming from this guy, right? Those gunshots. Play it again. Yeah. So those gunshots, if you listen to the reverb, it's pretty wide, and it's almost like we're hearing it like off the walls of the room, but we're down a corridor. So really, the reverb should be like there. So what you can do with that, Ranga, is you can like take, if you're in Pro Tools, I saw Pro Tools in your DAW list. So if you're in Pro Tools, you can take the left, right of reverb and just do this. Just pull them in like that, and now suddenly you have a narrower reverb. So you have this narrower stereo width for your entire reverb, like, you know, signal. And it's kind of like if you're hearing something out of a, I mean, an extreme example would be like hearing reverb through an elevator shaft, or like out of like a mine shaft, or out of a well, where it's like it's the source of the reverb is there. It's like obviously from this point source. But in this case, where you're in a hallway, it's not there. It's kind of like here in front of you, you know? But it's certainly not here. It's not coming from the sides of you at all. It should be in front of you for sure. So when it comes to like the other verbs in your scene, like this other one, the outdoor stuff, it's kind of like similar. It's all very like, it's just wide and it's fine, but it's not really giving a sense of space that much. So you can do things like have pre-delay on your reverb. So it's like, and now you have like the reverb bouncing off the canyon walls. Like there's some cliffs in this shot, right? So maybe that's worthwhile. Like have that kind of thing where it's like it's coming off, or like boom boom. Have a pre-delay where it's like an echo off the cliff face, and then the kind of carrying forward of the reverb, right? I mean, I just have that right here. This impact is kind of the same thing. Like, and it's supposed to be in this like big canyon approach of this, or not canyon, but well, I guess kind of a canyon. Yeah, it's like this cliffside, like lots of gaping chasms and such. And it's like the only thing with reverb in the game right now. But the point is that helps build the scene a lot. And the fact that there's not that same verb on other things, like this bird chirp and stuff, this is all dry. And it sounds weird because suddenly it's not in that same space, you know? So it's pretty important to build what we call dimension for that kind of thing, like, you know, a sense of space. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We'll watch the remainder of this, like the crank and stuff. Here we go. So here's the thing. This transition is cool visually, and it could be a lot better in terms of audio, like in terms of phrasing too. So if you listen to the frequency content and frequency focus from this shot to the next, we'll play it one more time. Okay, yo, it's like the same impact even. We have it's the same thing. One more time. Here. Right? Like I'm almost thinking it's the same layer. Like it's and as a result, you get this kind of flat feeling across these. It's something I've brought up in the past in terms of phrasing in sound design, is that if you have the same frequency focus from shot to shot, or from moment to moment, or from part of this design piece to the next, then you tend to have this kind of flat landscape, and it's not really building a story, like telling a story or building a phrase through this narrative. It's very like it's just like the same thing again, you know? And the visuals changed, but it's literally like and then again. So if you just didn't have that impact, you know, like ting, and instead just like slam like a big hard like metal on there instead and have no impact, whether it's music or not, that's going to be stronger right away because it's suddenly something new that's now gaining our attention for the first time, rather than okay, more of that again, you know? Yeah, so Sean has got a great point here. I mean, you're all saying good things, actually. The whole thing with music doing a disservice to your work, it's muddying things up a lot in that. So I'll read Matt's point. It's part of it as well as the music stuff is just muddying things up. It's low enough that I don't think of it as music at first, since I'm focused on sound effects, and because of this, also again, Ranga, linear and interactive sound design. This says sound design up top, right? And if you listen to the music, it's like it's very just drums. But given that there's all these big impactful moments in the shot, I didn't even acknowledge it as music the first time around. I just thought it was like stylized big impacts. There's explosions and stuff, right? And I thought maybe there was like loosely synced explosion sounds, or you know, some balls underneath the sound that you're otherwise designing. But turns out no, it's music, and I did not hear it at all the first time around. So sorry. Yeah, so I'd pull just get rid of your music. You don't need it. Your sound design is well on its way to being good enough to stand on its own without it. It already is quite good. It just needs some more polish and some more attention to things like size and weight and context and timing, like phrasing and frequency focus and that kind of thing. But it's all details. I mean, the foundation is there. So, let's see here. What they do in trailers is different than what should be done in demo reel for sound design. True. Yeah, you're not trying to get us hype for a trailer in this thing. You're trying to show us your aptitude for sound design. And someone's not going to see this and be like, oh, I didn't get hype. Because the whole point is to show your ability to build a scene, and either build it through style or build it through accuracy or through all those things I was saying before as well. It's very similar. Steph says, in a sound design reel in general, should the music be pulled down real low or taken out altogether? Just get rid of it, Steph. No music. It's not important. Anybody who's watching that reel knows what they're looking at. They're not going to be like, this is strange, there's no music. They know it's a sound design reel, you know? It's fine. Same thing goes for music and sound. Like, just get rid of sound, because you're looking to show, it's supposed to be a showcase of your sound design. And the moment something is stepping on that, you're doing a disservice to your sound design. It's happening right now. This might be the most extreme example of music doing a disservice to sound design that we've seen on Real Talk. Like, this whole last shot is just brutal. Because your sound is not bad. It's okay. Like, it's good. It's at least good. But this stupid, like, is just, like, dominating the soundscape. And it's being like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me the entire time. And it's not the focus, you know? Oh, I hate it. Brutal. I just hate it. I hate it. But the sound's good, you know? It's too bad. So we have, as far as your site otherwise, we have this design reel again. Is it the same thing? 2016. What is this? That's fun. What's up, animated break? Oh. Yeah, it's like just the same thing some more. Do you even need this anymore, man? I mean, if you've got, like, your new reel, and... Yeah, you're with the whole, like, moose thing, right? I'm trying to recall who you are, Brick. I'm pretty sure, like, you're like the moose icon. I made a lot of Twitch streamers, I apologize. There's a lot of you out there. A lot of us out there, I should say. I feel like this is not relevant to what you're doing now, man. You can probably get rid of this. The Battlefield 1, Witcher 3, I would actually separate these into like the separate bits. Like have it as Battlefield 1, here's the thing, and Witcher 3, here's the thing. Which parts need to cut out? Let's see here. Let's see in our last couple minutes. This shot, I like this opening because it's like this is quiet. It shows your aptitude for. You're the moose guy. What's up? It shows your aptitude for dynamics in the shot, starting quiet, building larger, having kind of a sound to support that shift. It's cool. ChaosCom says, I'd remove the Unity thing. I would not remove the Unity thing. I might change the design on it. The pew 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 is kind of a bit grating, but I would leave the Unity thing in because it shows your interest and aptitude for things beyond linear sound design, and that's really, really important. So ChaosCom is probably saying that because it's the weakest design. I would agree with that. But the thing is, when it comes to doing like Wise or Fmod or Unity, it's almost secondary how good the design is. It's mainly, the main reason that you should have something like that in there is that it shows your interest in areas of sound beyond just designing like cutscenes, you know? And that's really important. And the thing is too, when you're hired at a gig like Blizzard or wherever, like some company, you're obviously gunning for AAA studio work. So when you're hired there, you're not going to be hired in like a senior position. You'll be hired in a junior position with someone over your shoulder and watching your every move to make sure that you're doing a good job. So the thing is, they know that, and if they're hiring you for that position, they need to know that you want to learn. And having something like that in your reel is a very clear indication that you want to learn, because you didn't have to look into that stuff. You didn't have to look into Unity or Unreal 4 or Fmod or Wise or whatever you shot in your reel. You don't have to do that. So when you show that you are doing it of your own accord and no one forced you into that, that's very, very good, because that shows that you're a safe hire. Or again, back to the whole risk thing, you're a less risky hire. Because while your design can improve, I can teach you to improve your design, but I can't teach you to like care about learning to get better, you know? So that kind of thing, ChaosCom, is really, really informative to to someone who's hiring for sound, you know? Let's carry on here. So Unity, keep it in. It's this Witcher thing, kill off like 15 seconds, man. You don't need all 30 seconds. Get into the fight and show like 5 seconds of it. Boom, 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 and cut like there. Just, you're done. And then into the next shot, the Unity thing. Change the gun. Get rid of the music, put more ambience in. Just make sure that once the music is removed, the soundscape can live on its own. So have more ambience, have plenty of stuff, right? Have plenty more going on. Friendly Popo says, having supervised lots of junior, I can confirm. Who are you, Popo? Do I know you? I'm curious if we're acquainted. I don't know your alias. Perhaps I should. Carrying on here, Division. Let's count seconds. We have like 50 seconds to start. This goes until a minute and a bit. That's fine. The laser is an issue. Like, fix that panning thing. This shot's great. you don't need this shot. You can probably stop it there. Like just have this, like do the fix up that crank and then stop there. Because you have a shot and a death, and then in this next shot you like go down the hall and there's a shot and a death. So it's kind of more of the same. So it's generally a good practice to not show more if it's just more of the same thing, you know, because we've already seen it. So carrying on. This thing is fine. Like we'll start here, gunning, impact, short, easy, slash shot. I want to hear that with no freaking music, man. It's just, ugh, I hate it. It's hard for me to tell if this is worth keeping in more, like the plane into the tower is better than this last shot. This shows more things, and I think it's generally a better piece, but I can't. It's hard for me to weigh in because it's just the music's so overpowering, you know? But anyways, with the music, I tried dynamically changing layers and Ys. It does more damage having it. Well, you can have that, though. You can totally have that in your separate section. Because, again, if you indicate that you have an interest in these things, I'll dig deeper, and I intend to dig deeper, and see what else you're working on. Like in your blog, we'll see that you have this like game audio video log with batch export audio assets with your workflow and stuff. I'm actually really interested in this, so I will totally watch this. But I don't think you need to have that in a sound reel, you know? Or find ways to maybe make it more about sound design, you know? Have like a ambience that's more threatening as you get closer to death. That might be a better way of showing it in a sound reel that would, yeah, that would like feel more at home rather than music. Because, yeah, my immediate thought was not, oh, this music must be here for a reason. It was like, why is this music in here? You know? So, anyways. Okay, so presentation, good site, very obvious. Like, watch this thing. It's very clear right away, so good on you. Other things, I can dig deeper. You might want to separate things to be more like, this is Battlefield, this is Witcher, this is... Because the thing is, people won't mind if there's many things. They will find it. If they want to see your full Witcher 3 clip, they'll go watch it. Division, Fallout 4, gameplay cutscenes. Cool. Compositions. I didn't look at these at all. Let's see this. Unofficial theme for Gotham. Really? What's that mean, unofficial? Steph Wynn likes it. Ooh. I'm into this, yeah. What else? Just, I loved the show. Well, unofficial theme sounds official, even though it says unofficial. If it's like fan theme, that's probably better than unofficial. Because unofficial makes me think it's like something they have acknowledged, you know? Classic bass dive. Yeah, Matt agrees. It's a dangerous way to say that. It sounds like, even though you're saying unofficial, it sounds official. It's kind of an unusual phrasing. I like this. I like it. Next up. Meenakshi? Meenakshi? I think Meenakshi is how you say it, I think. This is sticky, man. I want to hear this. I'm not gonna listen to it right now. I'll probably play it as we leave the channel. But yo, unofficially speaking, I'm the governor of Florida. Yeah, Tony, what's up? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. I like this a lot. I like your stuff a lot. And the thing is, this kind of thing is I mean, I don't love SoundCloud, but the thing is, you're not putting music first and foremost. You know, you're not saying like I am a composer and sound designer. You're saying here's my sound design stuff up top, and by the way, I do music. And this kind of thing is very indicative of your musical ability and aptitude. So, for example, at Power Up, we have Jeff Tangsock, myself, Joey Goddard, now Cole Vertebra's helping us out a lot. Obviously, Riley and Ben are very musically inclined. We all have backgrounds in music. You know, we have Joey plays drums and guitar or is it bass rather? And he sings, and I play piano and trumpet, and Jeff was studied in like music theory in post-secondary, and like we all have backgrounds like this, and that's very helpful in terms of knowing how to phrase sound design, knowing how to design things around music to make sure they sound a certain way contextually, either like angular or consonant or whatever. So this is great too to have on your site. And this part, I'll tell you, the music reads like a hobby and doesn't read like you want to do it professionally. So I'm curious if that's correct. It reads like an afterthought. Like, by the way, here's like some music I wrote, and it's pretty cool. And if you want to check it out, go for it. It reminds me a lot of Alex Barnhart's page, actually. I bring it up because I love talking about Alex Barnhart's page. Black and white, what's up? Inverted scheme, I love it. Composition. So he has this thing solo. Like, here's his solo compositions, right? And this stuff doesn't come across like, here's stuff I've done for games. It comes across like, here's some music I wrote, and just to show that I know music kind of thing, you know? And by the way, it's really good. This is great. I love Hear Footsteps. What's up? He heard footsteps. Yeah, so if they're good, then I just trust in you more that you're a better pick for sound design, you know? So good stuff. All right, so I think we'll just blast through the criteria really fast. Presentation, I like it. It's generally good. Separate this stuff out, and you're fine. Get rid of this asterisk also. I don't like that asterisk. Talking about material selection, seems like it's pretty clear as far as your ambition in AAA, and you're looking to get into things like Wise and implementation. So good. For content quality, it's quite good, but it's being stomped on by music, so get rid of your music and polish things out more. Think about things like weight and context and dimension, like size we were talking about with the reverb. With the distinction, it's pretty good. It's not like amazing, but this is a great reel where if you sent me the version 2, I would for sure look into it. Like this is the kind of thing that if you applied to a company, they'd probably put you like on a post-it. And then if you applied again, let's say 6 months later with new content, they'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. And they'd look into it and they'd see you've progressed and they'd see that you've gotten better, you know? So it is not forgettable. I'll put it that way. This is not a forgettable reel, and you're on like a really good track. So freaking awesome, man. And I love that you hired a voice actor from North America for your Sri Lankan demo reel. It's so cool. So thanks a lot, man. Thank you for that submission. Super strong. And sorry, Animated Break. I saw you asking questions. I was just blasting through the end of that real stuff. So regarding how long we've been doing this, I guess I'll say for myself, I've been working in game audio for about 8 years now. 8 years, jeez. And I think it's like coming up on 8. Is that right? That sounds about right. And I have like a background in like music my whole life. My earliest memories are like at a piano bench. I don't play piano much anymore, but I have that background. And so I worked at a outsourcing house for a while, for a few years, and did like 200 games there or something, like in various capacities. A lot of casual games, a lot of shovelware stuff, but worked on some voice stuff for League of Legends. I did like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune for the Wii U. I did some Might and Magic Lost Hero stuff. I did like some Cityville stuff for Zynga. Like there's some good titles in there. And then my only coworker there in the Canadian office, at least of the company, we both left, and that was Jeff Tangsock. And we reconvened a few months later and formed Power Up Audio, and now we turned 4 in October. So it took us 4 years to go from no portfolio with Power Up to where we are now with some pretty rad teams. So we were cranking, that's for sure. And now we're pretty fortunate to have worked with some really talented people, and we're in a good place. So I'm pumped. So, and yeah, Matt's 14 years in game audio. 14 years! He worked on Need for Speed Shift and like NHL. What was it NHL like 88? Was it, Matt? It's one of the NHLs, one of the older ones. Yeah, he's been around for a long, long time, and he's now, of course, the audio or one of the several audio gurus at Clay Entertainment now, working on Don't Starve and Mark of the Ninja and Invisible Ink and excuse me, and now Hot Lava and Auction Not Included and some new stuff too. So it's he's pretty busy there. So anyways, okay, so I think I'm all good here. Matt, drop your freaking link in the chat there. Matt does one-on-one mentorship by donation. So if you do want to follow up and talk about your reel more, Ranga or Steph, or if you want to, or anybody else in the chat for that matter, if you want to get in touch and just ask our opinions of various things, then Matt does that, and I'm sure he'll drop that link soon. It's like woot 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 sound, etc. Oh, Underground, not Shift. I thought it was Shift. Or am I just so used to seeing that EA trailer all the time? Need for Speed Shift. Yeah, nice shirt, hey? I dropped by the FMod booth at GDC and we did a little shirt exchange. And Brett, you better got your shirt, man, if you're still here. I gave them one extra large, not extra large, but one additional large for you. I didn't have enough for the entire team, but I was like, well, Brett should get one at least, you know? So, anyways, thank you all very much for hanging out. I'm going to play some freaking Menakshi. From the top. And we'll call it there. Hey, thanks again so much, Steph Wynn. One more round of applause. Steph Wynn and Ranga Illeperuma. I will go ahead and host probably League of Geeks. We always host League of Geeks. They're great. And I will see you next week. For, who are we looking at next week? We're looking at freaking, a name I don't know, actually. It's Bryce Kanzer and this is great. Turn off my sidechain. There we go. Bryce Kanzer and Sam Williams. All right. So we'll see you then. Peace out.
බලයිමුද අලුත් සඳ දිහා මීනාක්ෂි මිනනුවන් කැලුම් විහිදලා.
Oh, yo, okay, so League of Geeks is not active. They're at PAX East, of course. So instead, I'll throw you over to William Cheer, working on Manifold Garden. The game's freaking amazing. All right. Peace. Cheers.
සුමන් දෙඩු